And welcome to hell, aka Talladega. This is either going to be really good or really bad. There is no in between. We're going to find out today how these drivers are. Apparently my overlay does not want to work with me, even though it's the exact same file that I put in last night. So let me give that a very quick refresh. Hopefully it will also let me pull up my lineup. It was not letting me do that last night either, so hopefully that has fixed itself. And let me give me the right link here. That should pull something up here very soon. There it goes. So see if it'll give me a qualifying order. It will not. So I don't know what is going on with that. Oh, there it goes. Just a little bit late on it. So first is Truth Hoke. Second, Brian LaPratt. Third, Davis Shively. Fourth, Steve Blevins. Fifth, Kirby Wayne Scott. Sixth, Lee Campbell. Seventh, Andrew Teft. Eighth, Brian Matthews. Ninth, Mike Fudge. 10th, J.B. Harrison. 11th, Cody Benelli. 12th, Blair Hallman. 13th, David Kimmons. 14th, Sean Dunaway. 15th, Brandon Zimmerman. 16th, Terry Fennell. 18th, Barry Nelson. As all the drivers here today. Need to also load my cameras. There we go. Got that done now. And gonna give them all a paint refresh here, so paints might change a little bit. It is 75 laps. I think these guys are set at 60% fuel. Let me check real quick. Yes, 65% fuel, so lap 28 to 32, where I will expect some pit stops to happen. See how these guys will go around here. I expect early on for them to be laid back. That's actually a nice paint scheme there on the 50, the Prime paint scheme. Prime Day is coming up the 8th through the 11th on Amazon Prime. Apparently people liked their broadcast also. I was not able to, well, no, I was able to watch it. I didn't watch the first one because I was actually at the race and ended up leaving. I was not very happy about that. But that's just how it is. Talladega is a track that is known to either end up great or ruin a driver's day. There's no in between. You will get involved in something. That's just how Talladega goes. It's very rare that you are not involved in a wreck. The biggest wreck I ever saw on TV was the 2011 Talladega race. Kenseth won that race. Gordon was second. Gordon was my driver. It took out the whole field. Y'all thought Atlanta was big. This was the big one. I mean, it took out the whole entire field. But pace car does pull in here. Going to enter the Geico restart zone. Having to wait forever to get to that, though. It is all the way down there. See, starter has a flag in his hand. That is a weird camera angle. Looks like they've updated that. So the green flag is in the air. We are underway here. Front row right now, it is Brian LaPratt. He's hopped up into, actually hopped down to that bottom line. Getting a shove from Stephen Blevins on the bottom. That's a Ford, so flat front end. And the Gen 6s, sorry, I got something in my nose. The Gen 6s don't really have as much of a pointed nose as the next gens do. It became more apparent in the later generations. Next gen is one of the worst with it. As you see, Lee Campbell, he will go to the lead here off the bumper. Brian Matthews, I think Brian will kind of stick with him, though, not really decide to move off of him. See what the 60 of Campbell does. Looks like he'll go down to the bottom. Migrate down. Eleven still stuck on that bottom line. Basically, everybody's falling down and in line with each other. I'd be doing the exact same thing. Terry Pennell just ran the fastest lap of the race, 50.77. He also is running 51.03. That's because he is catching up to that pack in front of him. So it'll most likely slow down here for him. I believe it's Terry Pennell. I believe that's what his last name was. Dunaway is not from a country, apparently. Flag is not popping up on my timing. We have kind of two groups that have formed up here now. Nelson is way off the pace, though. I mean, way off the pace. I don't know what happened with him. We're going to go back and rewind here. How he lost the pack. I have no idea when he lost them. He had to have gotten a horrible start. That's the only thing I can think of causing that. He got a bad start on the whole entire jump of the race and put him back there. That's the one thing about being last. If you don't get a good start, you have nobody behind you to push you up there. See Mike Fudge up there in that top line, that brown car, brown Chevy Camaro X and Coney Setup Shop Camaro. I believe McConey still sponsors the big setups, if I'm not wrong. I may be wrong on that. I think I may be. I'm also going to turn my gain down here on Talladega itself, because Talladega as a track is just very, very big. That 28, that 51 up there all alone, that's going to be burning more fuel. Got to keep that in mind. When you're going to go down pit road, it's going to be burning a lot more fuel than everybody else on the bottom. These guys are probably getting about 5 more laps than the 28 and the 51 up high because of that. They are going to get some help here, though, soon. Zimmerman's coming to the bumper here. He's just flying up there, actually. He's getting a massive run coming up here. See the 50. That's the 90 of J.B. Harrison actually jumps up into that top line. He wants to take his shot at it. Like, he got a good roll there. Can't get enough, though. He's close to him, but he's just not right there. He keeps falling back a little bit. Leave this top line, though. They've still got 5 cars. The bottom line, though, is kind of, they're spaced out like they need to be. They're not too close to each other. So they're doing a pretty good job on that. You don't really want to be right up on them because they'll kind of... You want to push, and then everybody starts getting stacked up, and then it's just on from there, and it's not fun to deal with. It's very difficult to build a run. At 90, though, he's working his way up here. He's getting up a little bit further every single time. But that 28's getting up to his bumper. What that 28 needs is he needs that 50... What was it? Yeah, that 51 to get right up on him and shove him at the same time. Those are 2 identical paint schemes. That's going to be really confusing. So they got the 90 and the 51, both running the exact same paint schemes. Little to no difference. That's going to be interesting for me to deal with. Holloman has fallen off of the draft, though, so he's going to need a caution here to get caught back up. That 90 is just not... He keeps getting up to that 85, then he just kind of stalls out. This is where he's kind of met his match, and I think they've also lost... Yeah, they've lost one guy on that back row. They lost Teft. Teft went down to the bottom. Saw a hole and took it. Still don't know what got these guys. The only thing I think with Blair is he just lost the draft. I still don't know how Barry lost the draft as much as he did. That is a very nice paint scheme, though. I will say that much. Don't know the 60. That is Cletus McFarland's paint scheme for the ARCA Menard series. Pretty cool for him. Is Cletus... I think Cletus is going to run another race, I think. I'm not completely sure, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not sure. I can't remember if he is or not. He's getting a good shove, though. I think these guys are going to be really content for most of this race just to stay on that bottom line. And we'll see these guys up in that high line, but I think that we'll see most on the bottom. I think that's what they're going to do. It's so early on in the race. I mean, you're only 12 laps into a 75-lap race. That top line, though, now they're building some cars up there. That's going to be a challenge here in a minute. At 90, he's got some more help. He's got one more extra car than what he had last time. So let's see if this group can make a charge up to the front. They've been stalled out around this 85 of Davis Shively. Just cannot get around him at all. See, they're going to be running up on Nelson there. Nelson's going to get way out of the way. Doesn't want to get, in the way of anybody. Just going to let him go. stalled out, though, just a tad again. They cannot get around this 85. That's where they just keep stalling. Right there is where they just stall. So I don't know if it's just not enough pushes. Oh, they finally got by him this time. How will this go for him? Stall out again. So I think that they just, I don't know what it is with this 85, but they are just not able to get around to him. They get right there, and it's just like, nope, they just stop. Every single time. Top line is now just falling apart. Got nothing going for him. This reminds me of 2013 Daytona 500, I think that's what it was. They had just got the Gen 6 cars, and it was literally just a big train around the top. I think Dale Jr. ended up winning that Daytona 500 too. They are definitely kind of stalled out. At 65, those hopped up to that high line, so maybe something else can go on here. They're still stalling out around that 85 like they did every single time. I just don't know what it is with that one area. They can't get going at all. It's 28 though. He cycled back to this kind of the tail end of this line. It's kind of surprising there. I wouldn't have thought he would do that. I would have thought that he would stayed up front, but he just kind of gone to the back. That might be a move to get kind of just more fuel mileage out of it, because he was leading, so this could be to kind of balance out his fuel. Realize that, hey, you know, this is not the best thing for me to do, be up there leading this pack. As you see, everybody's ducked to the bottom now. So as soon as I start talking about that, everybody down at the bottom. That completely changes everything now. Pit stops, maybe, possibly. I don't think so. I mean, everybody's down there though. Yeah, this looks like 2013 Daytona 500. So yeah, pit stops. That's a little bit early though. I would not have thought that. I don't know. That's pretty early. That is pretty early for that to happen. Well, only lap 20. So Maybe... see what these guys do. So 20, 40. So they'll pit on lap. This could be a short pit. I don't know. They might have to pit one more time. Maybe a second time, but it'll be really, really short. So these guys might be stretching their fuel. You can do that. It's going to be really hard to do it, though. The 65 is going down. Oh, no. And he is all alone. No one went with the 65, so he's going to have that long, slow roll down pit road with nobody else behind him. Guys got off pit road pretty well. Campbell maybe a little bit too well, though. He is just off and away. He's gone. And when does this group come down? They haven't come down yet. They're going to stay out at least one more time. It's possibly going even longer. They can go to probably about lap 25. If they go to 25, they can split. They have to pit one more time. They'll be able to make it to the end. So we'll see if they go that long. That's not a bad option to do that, though. And they'll bring down 5 people with them. So the strategy could work for the 10 and the 19. These guys behind them, though, do not need to be racing for these positions. They need to be getting down and in line behind each other. That 2 had a long pit stop. He had a 46-second pit stop. He did not have a good one. That is 7 seconds, or actually 9 seconds longer than the shortest. The next shortest was a 41. But JB Harrison came out behind somebody, so he's lucky with that. As these guys are going to come down pit road on lap 22, coming to 23. To get all they can getting on pit road. Got to be careful with getting to the pit road speed. Looks like they all did it without any brake lockup, which is surprising. That was me. I'd be smoking the brakes getting in there. Tire lockup. I'm somebody who gets all you can getting on pit road. That's where you make up a lot of time on track. See, this will be, yeah, fuel only. Not surprised. Fuel only on those guys. You don't really need tires at super speedways. As Kimmons looks like he's going to be the lone wolf there. You're going to have to hope. Oh, he's going to be the, yeah, he's going to be the lone one out there. He's not going to be able to get with anybody. That's going to suck for him. He's going to have to hope for a caution here again. He had a 42-second pit stop. Looks like he may have forgot to uncheck his tires. That'll put Truth Hope to the lead. Brian Pratt will be second behind him. This did make a little bit of a group here, though. Benelli's leading this second group behind him. These guys are running 50. Yes, they're still coming up to speed. They may be able to catch this main group up here. That's the goal of them right now. That third group behind them needs to catch them, though. Have a shot. Let's see what they run this time. I'm not going to say their 58 is not a true lap. They're coming up to speed still. See what they do here. They've kept the gap about the same, it looks like. 2.64, 2.6 still. Let's see what they run this time. They ran a 51.59. They're about matching this group up here. They need to run a little bit faster, though, so possibly start shoving a little bit here just to catch them up front. see Hope just still going to maintain this lead. He did not lead. I believe he was about the 4th car in line before all these pit stops happened. That cycled him back to the front up there now. Oh, and they're gone. Now they're back. That's weird. Okay, iRacing servers is going to freak out, I guess. That group behind them, yes. Oh, no, they've caught a little bit. They caught about 2/10 that lap. So there is a chance that they'll be able to catch them here soon. They did make up a little bit of time. Gained about another 3/10 there, so there's a chance that they do catch him before this is over. A very good chance that they do catch him. And they lost some time there, so they must have gotten bobbled up behind them. There are only 4 cars though, but they're making it work. That group behind them is losing a lot of time. They're not getting what they need from a push. When you're at super speedways too, you really want to have somebody behind your pusher to give them a shove, because when you get up behind them, you just kind of stall out. I'm somebody who likes to push. I don't like being pushed just because I don't know how those guys are going to push me. I do like to get up right on people's bumper though, and I'll shove you through the corner if you can handle it. You better be able to handle it, because I won't get off your bumper. So this 55, though, just going to maintain a pretty good line. And I think these guys will most likely come down. See, if they come down at lap 45, that'll get them to the end. They'll have to go a lot longer. Yeah, I don't think they'll... So they've slowed down only 3/10. So... I'm trying to do some quick math here in my head. I don't think that's going to matter a lot. To think truth, I don't know. I guess you're gonna have to 3-stop it here. That final pit stop though is gonna be really, really, really short. And you have a chance to short pit them, those guys in front of you, because you're literally gonna be getting like 2 gallons of fuel, and well, not 2 gallons, probably about 5 gallons of fuel, and then you're gone. You're off and away. So you got to nail that perfectly. You do not want to be caught sleeping back there. This group behind them, though, I kind of want to look at them. They keep gaining and they stall out. I'd almost want to say that they're just kind of messing with this gap, but it could be they're pushing, and then when they, lose some time, they just run out of temp. They have to back off. Ideally, you shove down the straights, cool off in the corners. See, they've gained again. They've gained about 3/10 this lap, but they've also broken up from the guys behind them. Just don't know. They're still gaining. It's about 2/10 again. So they've not stalled completely. Once you get 6/10 behind a car, that's when you start picking up their drafts. That's what they really have to work for. Let's see what they've got right now. They have 1.8 seconds behind. So they're gaining now. It's taking them a little bit to get going, though. These guys up front are also going to be running into a lap car, so it'll be a big factor. This main pack, though, is slowed down 6/10. Last lap, they ran a 51.6. This guy behind them ran basically a 51 flat. So this could be massive fuel saving here. Just trying to stretch their fuel as long as they can, because this is odd. They are way off the pace. That 2 is going to tuck in behind these guys. I have to hope he can, at least. See what he can do here. Looks like he's going to stay high, way out of their way. And this main group has caught this pack in front of him. I don't know what in the world has gone on with these guys up front, but they have slowed way, way down. They ran at 52.2 that lap. It was the slowest they had. It's got to be they're trying to pull a strategy move here. That's the only thing I can think of them doing. They're trying to stretch their fuel as long as they can. They're 3 laps shorter than the other guys in front, or sorry, behind them, like Bonelli and these other guys. But I don't know why they'd be that slow on the track. More than a second off pace. It's just interesting. That third pack, though, is not done anything to get up here. They basically just stalled out where they are. So if that group that pitted at 19 does what they did, they'll pit at lap 38. And then 38, that'll get them to 57. And they'll pit. And that should be it for them. But you can go a little bit longer. We did find that out already. Go to about at least 22 laps on fuel. That's what we know for the max right now. I was way off of my fuel estimates, way off on it. Guys, after they got in the draft, they did pick the pace, or after they kind of backed up to that group, they did pick the pace up again. They're running 51 lows. It's just interesting to see. I don't know. I wouldn't have done that. I would have stayed full throttle the whole time. I would not have backed up. See what they do. Do they come down at 40 or 45 or 45? If they go down to lap 45, then that means that this is going to be the last pit stop here. That's stretching it. You're asking 8 more laps, and that's way, way longer than what these guys have gone so far on their first pit stop, basing it off of that. They could be completely throwing me for a loop here. What do I know? So I'm going to stay out this time since I'm taking the lap 38. This is about where they would have pit last time. On this lap, if they do decide to pit. They're all staying on that bottom, too. They're not moving off that, or they're not moving off the bottom. They're not going up to the top to try anything. So that could be an option that they're doing right now, is see what they do. They stay out this time or run it. You can run it dry, get 4 tires and fuel, because you're probably going to be having to sit there and get it completely full. Might as well take the tires while you're at it. But what do you do here for these guys? Still going to stay out, so not coming this time either. So I think they're going with the run it long strategy at the moment. Run as long as you can. We're going to pack it full of fuel and try to make it to the end. They've not slowed down their time, really. They're still running 51.3s, 51.1s, 51.2s, you know, around that area. Terry Fennell, Harrison, these other guys back here, they're coming down pit road. This is, they pitted at lap 20, or they pitted at lap 19, so this is in their window. See what these guys do. So evidently, Teft and these guys that are up in that high line are not coming down pit road. They are just going to be straight going at the moment. There is no pitting, or not. There is no pitting in their window. Hold on, they got around them. They might try to come down pit road this time, possibly. Yep, there these guys go fanning out. So they were about 2 laps longer than what they were the first time. They will come down pit road. Whatever you do, do not slide your tires getting in. Do not get too deep in the zone without braking. Looks like they all did pretty good. See what they do get now. See what Teft and Dunaway and Wayne Scott do. They can go to lap 44. If they go to lap 44, they'll be able to make it to the end on this last pit stop here. If they do that, I know Teft is definitely eyeing his fuel gauge. Yeah, they're staying out here. Go as long as you can. As long as you can as possible. That group, that pit, though, they kind of got broken up. They're not very well together. Campbell's about to lose him, too. He actually has lost him. He's more than 6/10, so he has to hope that Hope can kind of mess around with his brake, kind of get back to Campbell, because Campbell, I mean, if he's barely got a whiff of it right now, but I think he has completely lost it now. Yeah, he doesn't have the draft from Hoke anymore, so that's going to throw a wrench in everybody's plan now. So if Teft and these guys make it to lap 44, that's going to make it hard for these guys. Yeah, they're going to make it to the very end on this. To the very, very end on it. And it would not hurt to run it as dry as you can get it here. Just don't run yourself out is all you need to do. Just don't run out of fuel. See, Benelli's already kind of bailed on him behind. He's already came down pit road. So Teft is making that move, and he'll be 1 lap to the good. 1 lap to the good on this. See if he goes down this time. There he goes. So they will be 1 lap to the good on this. It'll be between these 3 cars up here. Unless there is a wreck, that will change everything. That'll basically reset everybody. That'll do all that work that he tried to balance. You know, his fuel and everything else like that will just be gone. So Taft is off and away. So was Dunaway and Wayne Scott. These 3 can make it to the very end on fuel. I believe so. They'll be really, really close, but they'll be able to make it. Hold on here. Now this guy's behind them. Won't be able to make it, though. They'll be short. Lap 39, they went 18 laps. They'll be short there on fuel just a little bit. 22. No, actually, nope, I'm wrong. I don't know where I got 30 laps from on that. Sorry, I'm way off of my math. Everybody has 1 more pit stop left. I don't know why I thought there was 60 laps in there. That is my bad. I really don't know where I got 60 laps. Group up here, they won't be able to catch Teft. They're going to be way off the pace. They do have 4 cars working with them, though, so that is a good thing. But we'll go on board here. Do 5 different drivers with 1 lap. I'll make sure to get a mixture of kind of guys that are trailing, guys that are leading, because you'll be able to kind of hear that throttle pick up and drop off when they're about to run into the back end of somebody. They have to lift because they do not want to just plow through someone. That will just end up really, really bad for them. So we will do that when Taff and these guys get back to the start-finish line, because I do not want to just jump it there and go all out. We will start that now with Andrew Teft. Teft still in the lead here. These guys pretty handily in it. 7 seconds ahead of the guys behind them. 66 will be their last pit stop. They could short pit it though. That's a option for them to do that. They could do that, and that might be an option for them. This group behind them's running 52.1s. The group in front of them running 52.4. They picked up about 4/10 that lap. I don't think that they can make up the gap that they need to make up, though. That's going to be an issue for them. But it is possible for that to happen. I've saw weird stuff happen before. It's got to the point now. It's just these three runaway, not these three. These three runaway cars are kind of the, you know. Have to see what they do, though. It's 20 to go. Come down pit road with 9 to go, possibly here. I will keep an eye out on the side for them kind of jumping down pit road a little bit earlier. You can come right now if you wanted to, and you'd be able to make it. That's really that group behind them. That's their only option here to jump them. They don't think that they could gain on them like normally. It's going to take a big move for it to work. See if they can do that there. I'm not really sure if they will. That group behind him has not gained any time at all. They have completely stalled. Yeah, there's only really, we've got four groups, but they're all pitting. You see, but Blevins, Benelli, and JB Harrison have come down pit road. This will be their final pit stop of the race. They'll be able to make it to the end on fuel. And there goes Shively and LaPrat. Oh, the 52 is wrecked getting down pit road. Dave Kimmons has just smoked the inside wall. I don't know, as could be brake lock up, downshift in the wrong spot. He's trying not to hit the 28 in front of him. That's what it was. Yeah, he's trying not to hit that 28, just locks the rear brakes up into the inside wall, and he just pounds it. See, the front bumper goes into the infield grass. He's down in his pit stop, popped his fast repair to see if Teff and these guys go down pit road. I don't think they will, and they're going to be staying out here. It's not surprising to see them stay out either. See what these guys do now. They might want to come down now. They still have time, but I just do it now, get it out of the way. They're going to be running. I keep on wanting to say Cletus. The 60 of Campbell is back there right now currently. The 85 is back there. The 01, the 10, the 60. These are all lap down cars, so it really doesn't matter what happens around them. The 85 probably doesn't want to get lapped, though. That's more of dignity than anything else. I was somebody who, I don't want to be lapped. I'm going to fight as hard as I can to not be lapped. So if you caught me, I was not going to let you just go on by, but I wasn't going to wreck you. That's the last thing I wanted to do, was go in there and wreck somebody. Yep, there they go down pit road. About where I expected them to come down pit road. Not surprised if they do it now. That will get them to the end. So they'll come to a stop now. As he is off and away. First off of pit road, done away, and then the 10 of Wayne Scott is going to lose the draft. As he is late off pit road. He had his pit stop wasn't that much longer, and his pit lane time wasn't that much longer either. It's actually less than Dunaway, but Dunaway just got in there a lot better than everybody else. It's odd to see. I don't know what happened to him there, but it's weird. See this 01. Now they're going to be catching up to him in time. Looks like the 01 dragged back to the 10 on purpose. These guys may be very content running where they are. That's a possibility. Campbell, though, they're going to try to catch up, and they're going to get to 11 seconds behind, maybe, and then they'll stall out behind. And yeah, these guys have already gotten grouped back up, and they're already up to speed. So all the gaining that they'll do is basically it's over at that point. They're not going to gain any more time. But I mean, it's not a bad thing at all. But still, you got to be realizing, hey, it's kind of like, well, this sucks. For them, in a sense of, no, we can't go and catch them. We have to hope for a caution to happen. Yeah, they got to about 12.8 seconds, so that's actually less than what I thought they would. So we'll go on board one lap with these top 3 guys. Just kind of keep it a little bit interesting here. We'll start with Tef when he gets back to the start-finish line. And once he gets back down there, you're going to hear him flat out. The 01's probably going to be cracking his throttle. The 10 probably cracking his throttle also. He doesn't want to get into the back of that 01 too hard. Don't want to absolutely fly out through somebody. I have saw people do that before, and it does not end well. That's how I know. I've been drilled through a couple of times. But these guys just have to be cautious with each other more than anything else. But we will start that right about now. Okay. So some of these guys have changed how their seating is. You kind of see them. Well, I wonder if that's just the car, though. I don't know. But you can kind of see their RPM is a little bit different. Like, not the RPM itself, but where their gauge is. So I wonder if they've changed their seat to match with that. Because that's the only thing I can think of. Because I think iRacing implemented that a little bit back, where it changed. You know, when you made a change on your seating, it then replicated itself on the actual replay. I think that's what they did with that eventually. See what move they make on Tef. I don't expect them to be, content with letting Tef just win this. I think they'll make a move at the very last moment. It will be 6 to go now. See that group behind them. Not a factor at all. So maybe, honestly, the last 2 laps, Teft is kind of the sitting duck right here at the moment. They're going to make a move on him and just go right around him. There is no way he's going to be able to defend both of these lines at once. He may be able to. It's probably going to involve probably wrecking somebody here if he does that. It's just going to be hard to do. So it will be 5 to go here at the line. Everybody's good on fuel. Nobody needs to pit. Keep that in mind. No pitting is needed. So it will be 4 to go here. Let's see what they do now. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, though, because he's going to be a sitting duck, like I said. He's got no help behind. There's 3 cars. That's an odd number. If that 01 moves up, that 10's probably going to go with them here. Coming to 3 to go here now. And Teft with the lead. He only has to worry about the 01 of Dunaway. Possibly the 10, too, if he decides to make a move. Three to go here. Where are they going to set up Teft? See where they set up Teft. It'll be coming to the trial over here, probably on the last lap, most likely. Be coming to 1 to go now. No threat out back for Teft besides these 2 guys behind him. That's the only people that are going to be a threat for him. Nothing else after that. See, Teft has gotten shucked out here now. So there goes all of that work. Will he make a move with the 10 now, coming through the tri-oval, getting the white flag here? There's one more time around here for these guys. How will it go? Teft is kind of falling back from these guys. I don't know if he has the chance to make it here. He might have to just throw a Hail Mary at this point. See if it'll stick, possibly, for him. Will it work? I don't think it will. The 01 is going to try to defend against the 10 on the outside. The 10 is not going to have enough of a run. This might come down to Teft here. Teft, will he make a move and try to get this last spot or get the win? He's not able to get close enough right now. The 01 and the 10, looks like they're going 20 miles an hour slower at this point. Teft, here he comes. Wayne Scott's gotten by Dunaway. Here comes Teft here on the inside. Can he get to Wayne Scott's inside? Looks like he will. Teft will get boxed in by Wayne Scott. Will he have a chance to make a run? It does not look like he will, and it will be Kirby Wayne Scott who will take home the win here. Sean Dunaway second, Andrew Teft third. Truth Hope looks like he'll come home fourth. Fifth place is going to be up in the air. It will be LaPratt will take home fifth. But Wayne Scott comes home with it. To watch Wayne Scott burn it down if he has fuel left, that is. Pull up the finishing order here now. Bring the top three drivers. Let me get Teft in here. There he is. Went right by him. Hey, Teft, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, so they shuck you out before the end. Did you know? Ugh, good Lord, I'm having a stroke over here. Did you know that was coming?
Yeah, we're all teammates. I've got some really great teammates, and we were talking about when it came down to 2 to go that it was every man for himself. So thought I'd just try to time out a really big run that they couldn't do anything about, but kind of stalled out right around the middle of the tri-oval and couldn't get much further than that.
You know, so how did the race go for you overall, though? Because it seemed like, you know, evidently it was, you know, you three at the very end. But, you know, how did really the whole just fuel work out there? Because everybody else seemed to be on a different strategy.
At first, it almost looked like you could two-stop it when there was a large pack, but the second it broke up into smaller packs, it was nearly impossible to get that same fuel mileage. So it turned into more of a 3-stop, and we were able to stay together basically the whole race and never really got separated where we were running slower laps, you know, with fewer cars, and we were able to save a lot of fuel just sticking together and staying in the draft, and that just led to shorter pit stops. So we made the same number of stops, but just had to take less fuel, and we were able to stay really efficient just by keeping together and not having any mistakes on pit road like we see sometimes with you know, speeding or whatever. So, but yeah, I want to say congrats to Kirby, and it was a lot of fun. Glad we could all finish up there.
You know, so how was it driving these ARCA cars at Talladega? Because it seems like they're pretty stable all around.
Yeah, they really are. When they first came out, there was a lot of netcode issues with bump drafting where you'd be connected with somebody and all of a sudden you just like spontaneously cause them damage. Or I had my bumper even fly off one time and saw it go flying off in my mirror. It was kind of funny. But it seems like they've fixed most of that, and you can stay connected pretty well. And I was even getting some shots in the corner there, and it really wasn't too upsetting.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, my team, Chicken Coop Racing, did a fantastic job together tonight. As I mentioned before, I want to thank our servicemen and women, family, friends, team, and if you're interested in checking us out, just head on over to racerselite.com. We've got brand new seasons coming up soon. a killer broadcast lineup next season. All kinds of single events. We've got a Firecracker 250 on Saturday. So just hit up our website. You can find a Discord invite there or on Facebook, and um, just shoot me a message on Discord. We'll get you all set up with whatever you want to race in. And if you don't mind doing us a favor, just hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel homepage. Same thing with Ghost Racing Network. Just a way to easily support the leagues, and it's free. All you got to do is push the button. So we appreciate it.
All right, man. I will let you go, but good job coming home third tonight, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Bryce.
That was Andrew Teff, the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver and Sean Dunaway. Hey, Sean, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yep, I got you.
Man, so you fall just a little bit short there. You and Wayne Scott got side by side in 3 and 4 and literally just completely came to a stop. You know, what was going through your head, really, those last 2 laps, especially in 3 and 4, because you all slowed down so much. I thought Teff was going to have a chance to catch back up to y'all.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I was in the lead. I didn't quite know what to do with it. With these cars, if you're behind someone, you can get a pretty good slingshot. So I was like, hey, how can I block Kirby in this scenario? And really, the answer was I couldn't without really wrecking myself. So I just going into 3 and 4 there, I tried to side draft him a little, but yeah, the side draft is much more powerful on the outside there, so I just couldn't do anything with it. But hey, we'll take that P2.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it was, just side draft everywhere. But, how was, racing the ARCA cars at Dega? Because I haven't ran these cars since they came out, and I've barely been racing in general. But how did they handle overall?
Yeah, they must have fixed them in some way because like a couple of weeks ago when you tried to bump draft someone, like your bumper would fly off. That was not the case anymore. But yeah, the pushing is actually really great in this car, but like the oil temp gets up to temperature really fast, so like you can only really push for a very small amount of time before you have to get some air on the front again. But yeah, somehow the bumps themselves in this car really click with me than other cars. I feel like just because like the throttle control is so much easier in these cars compared to like the Xfinity cars or the trucks and things like that.
It definitely seems like they're fun to drive overall. That's kind of what I've heard from everybody. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Anybody that you might want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and stepdad for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race here.
All right, man. I will let you go. Good job coming home second tonight, man.
Alrighty, thank you.
Sean Dunaway, the second place driver. We will bring in the race winner and Kirby Wayne Scott. Hey, Kirby, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
I got a copy. What's up?
Man, so you come home with the win. You and Dunaway got in 3 and 4 and basically came to a complete stop. What was going through your mind there at the end? Because I thought Teff was going to be able to catch up and make it a 3-car battle there at the end of it.
You were thinking the same thing I was. I knew the only chance I had was I wanted to side draft Sean as much as I could to get away from him, but then I didn't want to keep side drafting him and pull Andrew back into it because I knew he was gonna be coming with a whole lot of steam. So I just side draft just enough to get clear.
It definitely seemed like you did something that worked. But how did the race go overall though? Because it seemed like really towards the end it was you three there at the end. What was going through y'all's heads? Was it kind of like, okay, let's not wreck each other until 2 to go there?
Yeah, that was exactly the call. From the minute that we gridded, we were like, all right, this is going to be really tight on gas, so let's just kind of stick together and work together and see what we can do. And then, so we stayed around the mid-pack to save some gas on that first run so we could stay out a couple laps longer than everybody else. And then we were able to get together right before that those first pit stops. And from then on out, probably the best call of the race was when we came out of the pits after that first stop. I was behind Cody and Sean was behind me, and I had pulled over and I'm like, listen, you're a whole lot better pusher than I am, because we were not sure how far we were from the main pack, but I said the only chance we got to catch them is if you're pushing. So I got out of the way and let him push, and from then on out, we just stayed nose to tail the whole time. And with 2 to go, we were like, all right, no holds barred now. Let's see what happens.
It definitely seemed like kind of gloves are off there with 2 to go, and I thought it was gonna be a lot more chaotic there, but y'all kept it clean. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
I just want to thank everybody that plays a part in this league. This is only like my 5th or 6th race since coming back. I had some PC issues, so I went a couple months without being able to race, and it is really glad. I'm really glad and happy to be back, and I just want to thank Andrew and everybody that plays a role in this league. This is one of the best leagues. It's got to be one of the best leagues. It's just amazing. So, and then I just want to thank you for putting on hell of a broadcast for us. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good job coming up with the win tonight, man.
Thank you so much.
It's Kirby Wainscott, the race winner. I'll go over the finishing order here now. Kirby Wainscott first, Sean Dunaway second, Andrew Teff third, fourth, True Hoke, fifth, Brian LaPratt, sixth, Lee Campbell, seventh, Christopher Pugliese, eighth, Davis Shively, ninth, Terry Fennell, 10th, Steve Blevins, 11th, Cody Benelli, 12th, J.B. Harrison, 13th, David Kimmons, 14th, Barry Nelson, 15th, Brian Matthews, 16th, Mike Fudge, 17th, Brandon Zimmerman, and 18th, Blair Holloman. Not a bad race overall, though. Kind of got stagnant towards the end. I'm not surprised they shucked out Andrew, but I'm not going to keep you all here any longer. I will let you all go.